You know, it's always important for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs to do their best to lock down the state of Georgia and try to get the best prospects from their state as they possibly can. But one of the biggest reasons why Kirby has turned this program into a college football powerhouse is their ability to successfully recruit across the country. Right now, Kirby and his staff recruit nationally as well as any staff in the country, and it's something that a lot of other college football staffs wish they could do. Now, I'm not trying to discredit Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, because they also recruit nationally as well, extremely well, Notre Dame as well. But I'm saying that Kirby has made the Georgia brand elite. It was once respectable, right? Mark Richt used to go out and get quarterbacks and skill players nationally very well. But what Kirby and this staff are doing right now, they are getting anyone they want, no matter where they live, and they're doing it at a pace that has really taken them to the next level. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but before I dig into all that, I want to briefly talk about collegebronze.com. If you have not got your Bulldog, do it today. It's the best Father's Day gift out there. Father's Day is right around the corner. You can get a discount on this Bulldog statue using the promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. All of the information is in the description below in this video. So make sure you do that. They're selling like crazy. So get yours today so you can have it for Father's Day. It's made in Roswell, Georgia. It will be the best purchase you make this year for Father's Day. Get yours today. Now, again, I'm not saying that Georgia's recruiting nationally better than everyone. What I'm saying is that the red Georgia G is bigger than the orange T. It's bigger than the Clemson Paul. It's bigger than the Green Gator. That brand is recognized as well as any brand in the country. You ask a kid from California, right? It's cool to get an offer from Southern Cal, but when they get that Georgia offer, it is a big, big deal. I hear it and see it every year. Kid from Texas, yeah, they love to get that Texas and Texas A&M offer, but when Georgia offers, it's different. I hear it from coaches, I hear it from players. They know they've made it when Georgia offers. It's a big deal, and it's a reason why they can go to California and get their left tackle in Ernest Green. Jared Wilson, their starting center's from North Carolina. Carson Beck, the quarterback's from Jacksonville. Roderick Robinson, a running back you're going to see a lot of this year. He's from California. Branson Robinson, a running back, when he's healthy, will do a lot of damage this year. He's from Mississippi. Dylan Bell's from Texas. Xavier Truss, who's been on the roster forever, it seems. He's from Rhode Island. Jordan Hall, Jamal Jarrett, two defensive linemen that I think are going to have big years in year two this fall. They're both from out of state. Right? Georgia went to Texas to get the #1 linebacker in the country in last year's recruiting cycle, along with a 5-star defensive lineman from Texas. They went to Virginia to get Chris Cole, the #3 linebacker, okay? Listen, Alabama does this very well. They can go anywhere. Ohio State can go anywhere. Michigan, they have to, along with Notre Dame, because they can't just recruit the Midwest and Ohio. They have to go everywhere. Georgia doesn't have to go to all these places. They've got so much talent right around them and in the South that they could build an elite recruiting class just with Georgia kids alone. But no, if they like a kid from California or Texas or Florida or Virginia, wherever, better than a kid from Gwinnett County, they're going to go get that kid because they have the resources and they have that brand recognition. Again, it was a respectable brand when Mark Richt was here. Now it's one of the biggest brands out there. And these kids, especially from California and other places, they look at Georgia the exact same way they looked at Alabama. Because these kids, if they're in high school right now, they've grown up watching Georgia, at least for the past 7 years, right? Be dominant, one of the best college football programs in the country. And now Georgia's got all the rings. They've got the trophies. When these kids come on campus, they see all that. And, you know, they grow up watching Georgia win. And when they go on these visits, it's a big, big deal because they see it all for themselves. Georgia has so much to offer, not only just the football program, right, but academically, the culture, the environment, the campus. They have everything guys are looking for. And so they can go to Ohio and get a quarterback like Ryan Montgomery. It's on and on and on. It's not just this year. I flew to Las Vegas a few years ago because I knew that Keely Ringo and Darnell Washington, Keely Ringo, is from Arizona. Darnell Washington is from Las Vegas. But I knew that Georgia offer meant so much to them. And that was before they had won a national championship, right? I don't waste my time when I go places. I flew to Las Vegas because I had a very good, understanding that they were probably going to end up in Athens, and they did. That's part of my job. I figure all that out, before you have to, so I can let you know what's about to happen. And Keely Ringo, when I interviewed him, he said, yeah, I mean, it's Georgia. It's a big, big deal. I could have stayed out west. I could have, gone to Washington, which is not near Arizona, but, staying on the West Coast. And Darnell Washington could have done the same thing. But they wanted to play for Georgia because they know the brand. They know how the program develops these players and gets them to the league. So again, I'm not trying to hate on these other programs. Tennessee does a good job. They have to go out of state as well, and they recruit well. Right now, the Florida schools are staying a little more in state. Florida State is on the rise. Miami's trying to be on the rise. Florida needs to improve. So I think they're trying to get those kids from Florida to stay in Florida. But Georgia has no problem going to South Florida and getting five-star Tyson Campbell and developing him into a high second-round pick. James Cook, they went down to Miami to get him, okay? It doesn't matter where, right? There's no part of the country where Georgia looks and says, oh, this kid's from here, we can't get this kid. They went to Alabama and got three-star Monty Rice, turned him into a multi-year starter and an NFL draft pick. They went and got five-star wide receiver George Pickens. Remember him? He's from Alabama, Hoover. They went into the middle of Alabama and flipped a five-star receiver from Auburn because of the Georgia brand, because of what Kirby Smart has built. Everyone knows it. So you think the program was something that meant a lot years ago when Mark Richt was able to go get Matthew Stafford from Texas and Noshawn Marino from New Jersey, so on and so on. It's even easier now, okay? They can go into Texas, a state that lives and breathes football, that loves the Horns or hates the Horns, right? A lot of those kids want to stay there. But no, Justin Williams said, I'm the best linebacker in the country. I'm going to go out of state. I'm going to go to Georgia, right? They're doing it so well right now. And I know a lot of these other staffs are looking around saying, man, we wish we could do that and just pick out their best guys, the very guys at the top of their board, no matter where they live, and say, you know what, we're going to go get this kid. Georgia went to Napa to get Brock Bowers. Remember, they went to California to get Kendall Milton. And the list goes on and on. They went to Mississippi to get Nakobe Dean. They went and got Lewis Seen from Texas. Again, Keely Ringo from Arizona. Darnell Washington from Vegas. Jalen Carter from Florida. Cedric Van Pran, maybe the best center in program history. They went to New Orleans and got that kid. And Kendall Milton from California. Brock Bowers from California. A.D. Mitchell from Tennessee/Texas. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And that's how you build a powerhouse program, when you can go anywhere in the country to get your guys, the guys that you think can help you win a championship. And other programs are trying to do their best, and a lot of other programs have to come to Georgia to get guys. Georgia just needs to get their favorite, their top players from the state, and then they can go elsewhere, right? Whereas Clemson has to recruit the state of Georgia. Michigan, Ohio State, they have to come and get kids from Georgia. Tennessee is the same way. Alabama, they can't get, the state of Alabama is loaded with talent each and every year, but they have to come into Georgia. So does Florida State, so does Florida. So everyone can come into Georgia and get some guys here and there. And if you're Kirby, that's fine. You just want to get your guys, right? You want to get Malachi Starks, Micah Williams, KJ Bolden, so on and so on, right? Gunnar Stockton. They get their top guys, or they do their best, right? They try their best to get their top guys, but not everyone from the state of Georgia bleeds red and black. It's a commuter state, right? Well, it's a commuter state. It's a state where people move to. No one wants to live in Ohio. They want to live in Georgia. Everyone moves to Georgia. It's a great state, but that doesn't mean that everyone grew up a Georgia fan, right? So Georgia gets their guys in state. They do their best, but then they say, you know what? Let's go to California to get this kid. Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Alabama, in the Isaiah Wilson was a big deal, five-star offensive lineman. They get him from New York. Again, they'll go to New Jersey to get kids. It doesn't matter. And that's why Georgia is where they are. They are the number one program in college football because they recruit nationally as well as anyone, right? As well as Notre Dame, as well as Michigan and Ohio State and Alabama, right? Those are probably the biggest programs that come to my mind as far as the teams that have to, number one, and number two, successfully recruit nationally across the country. Georgia's doing it as well as anyone. Now, again, I'm not trying to discredit what other programs are doing, but I don't think anyone's doing it like Georgia right now. Alabama has to, and they need to. They're going to do very well. They're going to always recruit nationally, and so are some of those other big-time programs. But Georgia's done it successfully. They've found their guys, whether they're a 5-star and 3-star, and they go get them, and they develop them, and in turn, just about all of them, into big-time players who leave the school, leave the program with a championship ring, at least the guys that have, over the last several years. But Georgia's doing it as well as anyone else, and that's a big reason why they are right now the #1 program in college football. Thanks for watching. Again, get your Bulldog today. Father's Day is right around the corner, and you can get a discount. This is the best looking Bulldog statue on the market. Don't forget to use the promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. Get yours today, and I'll see you on the website.